My next guest is back in action. UFC Fight Night, September 17th. It is Trey Ogden back here on the program. Trey, how are you, man?
Good. How are you?
No complaints. Always good to be chatting with you. When did you find out? It looked like you got plenty of notice for this fight.
Boy, a long time ago, like maybe 18 weeks from time I found out to the time of the fight. So this was a longest fight. My UFC debut is the shortest fight camp of my life. It was like 2 weeks, and this is by far the longest of my life.
Wow. Okay, that's crazy. And I imagine you wanted to get in there a little bit sooner. Would be ideal.
Yeah, but it's okay. Once I got the fight signed, it was cool because now I had a project to work on, and I've made great use of the time.
What project are you working on? You kind of just slid that in there.
Oh, I mean the fight is the project. So
once I got you. Okay, I think maybe you're actually like building something.
Waiting. So no. Yeah. So I wasn't sitting around waiting. Once I got the fight sent to me, then I had something to occupy my mind. So
yeah, no, it's good, and always nice when you get an extra long camp there. For a fight like this, which is great. Let's talk quickly about your last fight. Very close matchup. What did you take away the most from that one that you're bringing into this fight?
Well, one Jordan Leavitt wasn't trying to win a fight. He was trying to outpoint me, I guess, and I had never really been in a fight with somebody who wasn't actually trying to fight me. And it was interesting. I feel like that kid mastered the art of fighting without fighting. And I left the cage feeling like I just did like a paid sparring match, It's very strange. And so things that I would notice he would pick up his volume in the last minute of the round. And I was noticing that in the fight. And then I was like, oh, I see what's happening. His little leg kicks, they were the softest leg kicks. It's he wasn't even trying to kick me. He was just touching me. And in my mind, I was like, this is a range gauge, But then when I watched it back, I was like, oh, I see he's trying to score little easy points and edge me out, So, honestly, it wasn't an exciting fight to me. It wasn't an exciting matchup ahead of time to me. It's, is what it is. I felt like I won the fight regardless. I've watched it back several times. I still feel like I won the fight regardless. I was walking out of the Apex Center. Jordan Leavitt was in the fetal position throwing up and couldn't get his gloves cut off yet. So I'm for sure he would never get in a cage with me again. And I felt like had I had a full camp, I would have pretty easily beat him. I could see in the fight a lot of opportunities and a lot of things, but I felt like I was having to pace myself a little bit too much, and I had come off some injuries, and I think that I got a little conservative in my training, and I wasn't in quite as good a shape as I was used to being in, and that's something that I've for sure corrected in this camp. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in by a margin, and it hasn't been fun.
And I was going to mention, there's a website called MMA Decisions.com where the media can post their scorecards. More than half the media. Well, yeah, there you go. I learned something every day. So I went back and looked at the scorecards for that. More than half the media scored the fight for you as well. So I think, like you said, you went back and watched it, felt like you won. I know it sucks losing, but at least you know that, some of the media members felt like you did deserve the nod. So just wanted to mention that, in case you were wondering.
It felt that way when I came home too. Everyone was like that. Of course, they're biased to me, but when I watched the fight back objectively, I came closer to finishing the fight than him. I was the only person that had any successful offense at all. I was landing some heavy shots. He landed 0 strikes on the ground, 0 positional advancements. I stuffed both his takedowns. I scored 2 takedowns. I know that I shouldn't have spent the last part of the third round on my back, but when a guy's just body locking you and not moving, I'm just waiting for a transition, so it is what it is. I'm not looking for any more split decisions. I know that.
You're taking on an undefeated guy here in Daniel Zellhuber. I believe that's how you say it. How do you feel like you match up against him here? I'm sure you've assessed him as an opponent.
Yeah, well, I don't have any critiques of him as an opponent. Normally I do. Going into the Okanovich fight, I had a lot of critiques of Okanovich. Danny looks like a very complete fighter, but if I would have fought the 12 people he's fought, I would look invincible too. So I don't think that he's fought anything like me. I don't, even training where he was training, I just don't think the mat levels is high. The caliber of opponent he's faced is nothing like what I have in the United States regional scene. And I had the real regional scene. These kids these days aren't getting quite the same.
I know what you mean.
We talked about this. We fought everybody kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he's fought any lightweights. I know he's fought at lightweight, but when I look at the opponents 5'8", they're very undersized. And then he fought Almeida for the contenders, and then Almeida took that on short notice. He's another featherweight. So he hasn't been in there with a full size lightweight. He hasn't been in there with somebody with my kind of experience, caliber, knowledge. So, I feel good about it in that regard. But technically and tactically, he looks very solid. Looks like a nice feather in my cap.
Training partners, who are you mainly working with for this camp?
Everyone at Glory, everyone in my gym, everyone at that gym. We've all been in it at the same time. My main drilling partner in Lee Summit, that's Krause's gym, has been Ryan Linenger, talking about a freaking decision that got robbed. Did you see his fight on LFA
I
last
didn't
week?
know, but I heard about it. I still haven't had a chance to
It's
watch it,
bad,
but yeah, I
bro.
heard about it. Yeah.
It's
Oh, is it
bad.
really?
Like
Yeah. Okay.
oh man, there's a 0% chance you could score that fight against him. I just don't understand. So he lost a split decision, but he definitely won that fight. And he's like he's 6'3" and a welterweight. Because Zellhuber's like 6'1.5", I think, and a lightweight. And then I've spent a lot of time training, getting live rounds in with Zach Scroggin, who's an undefeated fighter in my gym, who's also 6'3" and a welterweight. And so I've been trying to surround myself with the bigger, heavier, taller versions of this kid.
Cool. That's good. And weight cut, I mean, you always make lightweight, but how's all that going?
I'm a little bigger now. I've put on some muscle, but I would rather be a little bigger. When I got signed to the UFC last November, I was on Instagram and I seen this picture of like one of these MMA media accounts posted it, and it was like number 25 to 15 in the lightweight division. So like those 10 guys. There was just little pictures of them, and they all looked like freaking action figures, man. I was like, oh my gosh, these guys are
Get up my
huge.
game,
Yeah, action figure looking dudes. So so I put it in my mind to put on some muscle and put on some size and kick up my strength training and everything, and it's worked out well. So we'll see how the weight cut goes, but I always make weight, so I'll do whatever is necessary.
Krause will be in your corner. Who else is going to be in the cage with you?
Yeah, so I'll have Krause, and then my fighter Alejandro Gomez will be with me again.
Nice, good mix, man. And how's this playing out September 17th? What's your prediction?
Obviously I want to finish. I don't want any decisions. I don't want any split decisions. And I do what I do, man. I confuse people on the feet. I look to take them down. I try to smash their sin and choke them out.
I imagine you want to get one more in this year, or what would sort of be ideal for you? Because I know you want to keep active.
Yeah, well, we'll see. My wife is pregnant and due in December.
Oh, wow,
so,
awesome.
If that was going to happen, it'd probably have to happen in November, which would be a pretty quick turnaround. And I've put myself through a pretty brutal camp for this fight. So I'm just really taking it one fight at a time. We'll see, how the fight goes. But, at this point, I'm just taking the fights when they send them. So if they send one, I'm sure I'll take it.
Interesting. Do you know the sex yet? Do you know if it's a boy or girl?
It's going to be a girl. Yep.
Awesome. Congrats, man.
A lot of jiu-jitsu, and I don't figure out how to keep the boys away from her.
Yeah, exactly. How are you feeling about being a dad?
Good. I'm excited. I'm 32. I'll be 33 when she's born. I'm financially established, so I feel like I don't feel very stressed out or nervous about it like I probably would have been if it was like earlier in life. And so I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's a natural progression to life, and I can't imagine how it's not going to enhance our lives.
That's awesome. I think, around the same age when I had my first son. So it's a good age. I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about something kind of like off the wall a little bit. I'm part of James Krause's Discord, and I know Shay, his username on there is Trey Ogden. Why is that? Is there some connection between you two, or did you even know that?
I don't know who that is. Somebody asked me that like yesterday, and that was the first I'd heard of that. So whose username is that?
It's Shay, Krause's guy. Like he has a betting guy that he uses or whatever. His name's Shay, and I just noticed in the chat his name is Trey Ogden, and it's a photo of you.
That's hilarious. I have no idea.
You got to ask Krause about that. That would be my question, because he would probably know. Because I get that Shay sounds like Trey, but still, I just kind of interesting. I figured maybe you'd need to get permission or something to have that.
Maybe that's definitely not. No one talked to me. I have no idea. I don't bet on fights or gamble on anything. So it's definitely not me at all.
No. It's the guy and this guy's not even a fighter or anything. I think he just does like purely betting, and him and Krause sort of work together. But I thought that was interesting. I happen to, because I'm a peruser in that chat every now and then.
I'll definitely have to ask.
Yeah, there you go. Got to figure that out.
On that.
And before we get out of here, you watching anything on Netflix? Any TV you getting into right now or anything like that?
Yeah, but for some reason I can't remember. I watched that Woodstock 99.
Oh, wasn't that interesting? I love documentaries like that.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was watching that, and you know, you can just see every piece going wrong, like step by
Yeah.
step. And I'm like, who are the people that stayed?
Like,
After,
who's in
like, the
charge of
second
this?
step?
I know it was crazy. Like, to think of like, just like, what did you think was going to happen with this many people and not enough security?
Yeah.
And like, it's hot out. And I mean, there's just so much stuff, right, that could have gone wrong. And
And
it
they had
did.
like
So.
the vendors were like upping the price every day, right?
Oh, I know.
So they have
Yeah.
the people trapped in there, but they're not taking the cash out every night.
Yeah.
So they're
The
like
whole
just
thing's done.
pissing these people off who are on drugs, and they're like
Yeah.
have no security, and like then now they're just like have all these people's cash, but they like kept it on site. And so
Yeah.
I just think that it's like just every little bit of it was messed up.
It was.
But yeah,
There you go. I'll tell you what's not messed up. This fight, UFC Fight Night, September
Let's go.
17th. You got to watch it. Trey, always appreciate the time. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
yeah, man. Hit me up, Marathon MMA on Instagram, Glory MMA all day. And Native Hemp Co. is still working with me on the CBD, so I appreciate them. They're in the Summit. They also have a website. They ship to all the states. It's high quality stuff.